Hi, welcome to another Mad Chats and Recaps with just myself this week, unfortunately. Due to some scheduling issues. No Tasha this week, but fingers crossed for next week. So welcome to recaps for the week of March the 13th through March the 19th of 2023. Happy to bring them to you. Yeah, well, I was going to say that we'll start with what we always start with, which is the Forsaken. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, amazingly, we wrapped up the campaign last week on Monday. I don't have anything written out, but they were able to fight the final boss and come out victorious. So everything was wrapped up very nicely. And super excited for how it turned out and for what's to come down the road. Not for the Forsaken, but for myself as a DM. You can catch any episodes that you missed or any of the most current ones on Twitch in their VOD section, or we also are in the process. I think we're just missing the most current, but we have all of the episodes of The Forsaken currently on our YouTube channel as well, under Madbird Streams. So check that out if you want to watch the whole campaign. It was 3 years in the making, a lot of great players. I'm just super proud of it. So, and super happy to play with the people that, played in the campaign. So this week and from here on out, we'll start with Tuesday's Sundered Fate. Our adventurers wrapped up their conversation with Nathrana, though Fiora alone finds it to be an illusion, with again Eladrin, with an Eladrin man within. So Nathrana is an Eladrin man within. After a couple of days of travel, Elindra's contact finds them and offers to teleport them to a city on the continent. They ask to be brought to Oberman's mill and promptly enter Eveline's mansion to catch her up and deliver the world in a bottle. While there, they receive updates on their rewards and a bonus in gold, with new direction on where to head and what they need to do. Eveline introduces someone new whose needs overlap with the group's own. And Leofar joins their band of adventurers. The group splits up to navigate the city and manages some personal tasks, only to find the police are tailing them after they left the city while being investigated. They ultimately find a way to communicate and regroup at one of Feora's safe houses in the wealthy sector. Feora's disguise fools some of the crew, but to Dia, it's someone she's known throughout her life. Dia, feeling betrayed, reacts accordingly until Feora approaches to try and work things out. It's a tough conversation, but the two manage to get to a safe place and begin the healing process. So they have a new player on Tuesday nights, which is super exciting. But that's where Leofar comes in. And a lot of awesome stuff happening in that campaign, a lot of drama. So if you haven't caught it, it's our newest campaign currently. So it should be pretty easy to catch up on. But I feel like the player and Dan as the DM is having a super fun time so far. They've already had some near-death experiences. So yeah, it's wild. It's been a wild ride. And so then on Saturdays in Extremis, our Sky Pirates made their way to Glurble-Glick, the Cloud Giant Island, to touch base with Eleanor Sunray of Sunray and Sons renown. Let me just fix the marker here like I'm supposed to. There we go. They update her, update Allie with all that's happened, and she helps coordinate next efforts to advance the plan to seal away the Omega Curtains and the Omega Sea forever, and uniting the 4 quadrants of the world for the first time ever. Elena and Sadie are added to the crew though Allie read some sense of danger in Sadie's withholding of information regarding her past, but after a private talk, felt the answers Sadie provided were more than adequate. The two were added to the mental link, and Allie proposes drinks at the local tavern. So next week we'll have a bit of a tavern excursion, so that's super exciting. Um, what wasn't marked in there, because Dan writes up the summaries for his campaigns. What wasn't marked in there is the reveal at the end of the session that Sadie saw a tattoo on Ash's back, who's with the ship. Not one of the player characters, but who's one of the NPCs on the ship. Saw a tattoo on Ash's back, and she didn't know what it meant. So she was asking about having it done to herself. And in the meantime, asked the crew about it, specifically Xia, who was the one that recognized it as an Order of Spectres tattoo. So there's been a long-standing, who was it? I forget who it was that revealed to us that we have a mole on the ship, right? Like our ship, the Tempest. And so yeah, so it could be Ash. I mean, it's really weird that Ash would have an Order of Spectres tattoo, especially since I believe they were the ones that kidnapped Ash back, quite a while ago. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it seems like Sadie and Alana are, finding their way on the crew, now part of the crew, and we'll see what happens next. So that's all we got for this week. I know that we have a new campaign that'll be starting on Friday nights that Dan will be DMing. That should start within the next 5 to 6 weeks, I think. I've already started the artwork on it, so I'm super excited about it and playing in it. We also, and Tasha's playing in that one as well. But we also have the Penumbra Assembly that should be coming back sometime in May, hopefully, that I'll be DMing for season 2. So we have some things planned on the horizon. I'm super excited to bring those to you. Also, possibly an art program coming back. So there you go. You heard it here. I don't think that we have any birthdays this week, but if your birthday was this past week or is this upcoming week, happy birthday. So sorry we missed it. Hopefully it's a good time for you, or at least decent. And we're so glad to have all of you in the community. If check out our merch store over at madbirdstreams.com. That's our website. And yeah, super cool stuff coming up in the future. So stay tuned. All right, friends. I think that's all the announcements. Yeah. So we'll see you in Twitch. We'll see you in Discord. And I and hopefully Tasha will see you next time. All right. Bye.
Hello, chat. That's all wrong. Hi, chat.
Mm,
Our third videos are all wrong. But that's okay, because
um,
Sarah with her new cut is square on in a video box, and I feel like that's going to carry us through for sure. I'll get this set up. All right, we have. Wait, yeah, is this a not J week?
yeah, Jay said he's still in the midst, like this is his last night in the house.
Okay,
So they're cleaning tonight.
okay, all right. Well, we'll get set up as we are. That's okay, because it's a party session. It's a party, and then, well, maybe partly a party session, and then whatever
I was
else you
gonna
guys are
say
doing.
party and intense drama,
Yes.
huge reveals.
Definitely throw a few of those in there. All
I
right.
mean,
Mhm.
after the end of last session, right? Like,
Gosh, yeah, where did we end last session? It was all the getting everyone conjoined. Hmm?
yeah, Sadie had just revealed seeing Ash's Order of
That's
Spectres
right.
tattoo.
That's right. I forgot that was
Yeah, that was our, I
made.
don't know, stinger, like right at the end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's all right. Oh, where are you being?
Nothing like being betrayed.
Yeah, a little betrayal, spice up the friendships. Yeah, and then Yolana, and then tonight it'll be Randy in the not here spot. Cassius is already okay. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. What? Why is it not pulling the OBS? It's like, you know what? I'm gonna pluck some old data just for
Oh, sure.
funsies,
Yep.
and we won't have um the art all set here. I don't know why it caches this stuff. It's so ridiculous. Anywho, so glad to have you here, players. Most certainly. And friends in chat. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. This is RP. There we Nice. All right. And it didn't pull Sadie's art either. So let's settle in. We'll just settle in for a minute. And fix all the OBS things. Lady. Okay, I think we're set. Everyone looks correct now. All right, we've got to remove the background there too. I forgot I made that, and I don't think we got to use it yet, so that's exciting. Anyway, here we are, episode 1 jillion. I think it's episode 80. Which is just saying something, right? I mean, it was just 50, then it was 69, now it's 69 plus 11.
Yeah.
It's insane. Time is flying by. Discovered just so much. Um, better. Okay, lots of OBS things. I don't know why they're all being so strange, but anyway, let's get down to business. Yeah. Um. um. Okay. So here we are. Um. I don't know why it isn't pulling the level 10. I don't know why it's not pulling level 10 up, but congrats, everyone's level 10. I think everyone, our players know it, but
Yay.
viewers, yay. um, we're on the island, the Cloud Giant Island of Glurble. And this is all after, oh gosh, the relative, I don't know, success within a disaster that was at Mos Isles. Success, in the end. but certainly some stuff left behind. That just happens with this sort of thing. But our crew needed to take a minute and recharge and figure some things out, and which they did. And then they decided to move forward to heading to Alley on Global Glick, their benefactor of sorts, to coordinate what to do. Allie had some ideas on perhaps Alana, checked in with Alana to see if the existing cities where they are today are in fact just risen directly above the cities that Alana was familiar with back from her time, which Alana confirmed. So Allie said, "Well, maybe you can map some stuff out, because if there's other cities around, it sounds like Ilana and everyone needs to go look at Macaw to see like where this other ancient technology is. Maybe Ilana can give some insight." Um, and then it was time for yeah, they joined the crew. So Sadie and Alana are on the telepathic link,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was time for a drink. Yeah, I think I was like, let's just during drinks, there was a paper that Sadie just kind of had out a lot, and then sort of had it out at dinner. And so, someone, I think it was Xia, spotted it and asked, and it was related to a tattoo on Ash's back. Um, Xia, no one else had recognized it. Sadie had shown it to a number of folks. I think it was Alana, the tattoo artist with Alana and Grundy there. And in an extra cool bit, like they didn't know, they didn't recognize it. Um, Ultimately, having it out enough kind of spot allowed Zia to spot it. Zia as an Order of the Spectres process. I think that's where we ended it. The beginning of the tavern time. Ash not here in with them in the tavern. The crew's kind of dispersed. Some are on the boat. Others have like gone into the city to do things now that they're properly docked. So I don't know that anyone has a ping on Ash current. That's where we left off. So
Yeah.
yeah, Ashavar's playing some music on the floor. We'll say Grundy and Cassius kind of go off in their own little, like a debate table. They just go over to, they have their one-on-one table and they're tipsy, because I think even Grundy was drinking a little, if that was
Yeah.
today. Yeah, so I think the two of them will get into like some philosophical stuff over at another table.
My God, tipsy philosophical arguing.
Yeah.
As you do.
Right,
As you do.
it's one phase of the night inevitably. Yeah. But I'll pan over to Sadie and Xia. Alana, you were at the table, but not like right next to them. I mean, it's all kind of close. So the three of you were at a. I'm sorry, yeah, and Ashfar's playing music. So Sadie, Alana, and Xia, you're all around the table. I think Victor's there
So,
too.
Steph, sorry to talk here. Is the drawing out on the table, just like laying
Yes.
out in the open?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Xia would try to immediately grab it and put it away.
Oh, that's mine. That's a drawing that I did.
Via telepathy would be like, how many people have seen you with this?
Well, let's see, there was Cassius. I think Alana here, the tattoo artist, maybe someone else around the desk when I was drawing it out.
Okay.
Why?
So we can't really speak about this out loud.
Okay.
That is the mark of the Order of Spectres. A group which has murdered a number of people very close to several of our crew members, especially some of our past crew members. They have a lot of power and a lot of influence. And I mean, the last time we had a run-in with them, it seemed like they controlled a lot more than we were aware of. Even asking questions about them put people's lives severely at risk. And in one case, one of them was one of the informants we were talking to was brutally murdered. We needed to talk about this. So you saw this on Ash's back.
Yeah. Zia, are you sure that this is maybe there's a bit of a different maybe there's something different about it that
If
you're mistaken for?
I can guarantee you, if somebody had a tattoo even slightly close to the Order of Spectres, they would kill them. For
Who
sure.
would the order would kill
Yes,
him?
for sure. If you were to get this tattoo, I would be surprised if you lived a week.
Oh, well, that's a little unfortunate because we've already put the down payment on it. It's already paid for.
You might want to submit a new
So,
design. Wait, did you give the tattoo artist a copy of this? Or is this the only copy?
no, I think it's the only copy. They
Okay.
looked at it and they saw what I drew, and I asked them what they knew what it meant. And they said no, that it was a nice design, but and they just gave me the price, and then Grundy put down the money for it. Bless
Right.
him.
Zia's just like visibly sweating at this point. It's just like extremely concerned. Okay, so the tattoo artist, but you drew it openly so others might have seen it. If any of them have communicated, because it appears like you were asking around, that could be, this could not be good for, I mean, we have two things to worry about right now. One, your safety, because they could be coming after you right now. I mean, I have no idea how
Oh,
quickly they can work. They've put forward some incredible, insane like plans. But on the other hand, we've known for some time now that there was a traitor among our crew, and we didn't
like
know who it was. I mean, I would have never suspected Ash in a million years. Ash has always been
yeah,
so kind and so helpful.
Ash is well known
I
for
know
their work, so I don't.
there are a lot of
Maybe
specters in high up places, a number
could
of
it
them.
could it possibly be that maybe they don't know what it means? Maybe they don't know what the symbol means, or
When Ash joined the crew, there were some suspicious things that happened with the island where we picked them up. We met Guardian there as well. Ashavar's toy collection started there. A toy that ate a purple worm. If that gives you any kind of perspective.
it doesn't really give me any perspective, no, but keep going.
And this island, almost everybody was gone. They had been dragged down into the Omega Sea by these creatures. The only people who seemed to still be there were mostly in this upper echelon that we now know most of them are specters. It makes sense. I don't know, maybe they were feeding the people to the Omega Sea. I don't know. It's just we
Oh, that's
we need to
weird.
be really careful about Ash. When we first learned that there was a traitor on the crew, it was because Ash had been kidnapped. And her horn was given to us as collateral during that time. Which is the reason why I never would have suspected her ever, was because who mutilates themselves for a cause like this? But there's no mistake.
You say that they were captured. Who captured them?
Well, we were told that the Order captured them, but I'm sure at this point that it was just they went willingly, discussed things willingly, and have been a spy
Could they
this
have
whole time.
put the tattoo on them against their will, perhaps?
I don't think so.
Why don't you think so?
Well, as far as I wish Liazana were here. I mean, she knows so much more about the Order than I do. I mean, they killed
Look,
her.
Liasana's not here, so you can do it. We can figure this out without Liazana.
Liazana.
Right.
Oh my gosh, we need to,
Talk to your other friends. Why don't we bring some
yeah,
of the crew? Can we
yeah.
show this to the rest of the crew? I mean, not of
Um,
course the extent, anyone related to Ash, but your other friends,
yeah.
I mean,
So
they're having a nice time right now, but maybe a little bit later.
we're gonna take kind of like a perspective of where everybody else is kind of in the room at this moment and like what state of mind they're in. Because he is kind of
Mhm.
thinking about, okay, who are the most rational people to kind of move this kind of thing forward? And it's probably immediately gonna see Ashavar. And be like, I think we need to bring this up. This is an immediate, potentially life-threatening concern, but if we don't handle it carefully, everyone could die.
I do feel like that. I mean, I understand that these people are dangerous. I don't see an immediate danger here in this place.
That's the thing about the Order. I didn't see any danger on Atmos either. And they managed to take control of hundreds of people.
Okay. Well, you see, you have more experience than I do, so I will trust your judgment. So you do what you need to do.
I
Do
just
you
want to
need
make
any?
sure. I mean,
Yes.
you look up to Ash and Ash trusts you. Are you okay continuing to keep up appearances?
Yeah. I mean, maybe I can even find out some more information. I mean, I'm not afraid of Ash. Um, I can maybe say that I saw it the other day and just be like, oh, that's a nice tattoo. What's going on there?
I think even if you mention it, you might put yourself at risk.
Okay. She kind of gives you kind of this smile. I can't mimic it, but gives you this smile Zia of kind of like, okay, honey, right,
uh, Zia's is like
like
having.
if you have a hand on the table, Zia should probably like pat your shoulder and be like, right. Um, I I won't say anything, but I'll keep an eye out for anything weird happening or anything, and I'll tell you about it if I see anything.
Okay.
I said I can hold my own. See, it's fine.
This is I mean, when you're facing a purple worm or a rock or a tomb full of illithids, those are things that you can see and that you can hit, and when you hit them enough, they don't come back. And the specters aren't like that.
Would Sadie know what a rock is, Dan?
A rock?
Yeah, I mean, like, of course, a typical rock, but I mean, would she know? I don't. I mean, that's not something that exists where she's from, right?
I clearly missed something. I'm so sorry. I was
The
checking
bird.
something.
She was
The big-
talking
the
about. She was
bird.
The
talking about the
bird.
big bird.
The big bird, the one from Sesame Street that
So
almost
when
killed us
she
all.
says, when
Yeah.
she says we
No,
chased a
probably
rock,
not. Probably not.
so Sadie thinks it's just a rock. Okay, all right. The rock must have been pretty big, right?
Oh, it was enormous. It almost killed out every single one of us. But that's neither here nor there. Are you
Oh.
going to go to that appointment tomorrow?
Well, Randy did think that he was doing a nice thing by paying for it, so I'll come up with a different design, I guess.
Would you be okay
I
with
won't.
that?
With what?
With just going in, getting a different design by yourself?
Sure. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not tied to this design. Just thought it looked nice, but thought, oh well, if it's good enough for Ash, then it's good enough for me. I mean, honestly, right? But if it's gonna get me killed, then that's probably not a good thing to get. So I'll come up with something. Don't you worry.
Okay. Obviously we'll all be on the telepathic network.
Of course.
So I will let the others know later tonight. I don't want to ruin too much right now, and I can't think of anything to do with this information right now. I just need to think and talk with the others. But
Sure.
there,
Do you want to take this drawing with you?
I'm probably going to destroy it if that's okay.
Sure. Go ahead.
I apologize. I'm sure you put a lot of work into it.
Yeah. Kind of, but it's all right.
And we probably look over at whatever Alana's doing at this moment. Like,
Yeah, what's Alana up to?
After the discussion, she's going over those, trying to mark out like what she knows.
Okay. Head down. Dip, 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 dip. Ashavar, do you want to continue playing music as time goes by, or do you want to join everyone at any point? No pressure either way, of course.
I mean, she'd take periodic breaks to like have an ale or two and then go back up. I think probably she'd do that for a while, but she'd eventually make her way over to the group. So probably she'd come in very late to the conversation.
Okay. Right. Ashavar will come over, sit down at one point in case that changes anything. I think Vic's been like darting about among people, among a number of the crew. Let's see who's here this hour. Boots is here for sure. Boots loves this place. I think this is where you met Boots.
yep,
Full
full circle.
Yep. Let me take a quick moment before I forget and ask everyone to roll just a straight D20 so we can do the DM inspiration.
Okay.
Roll. I don't want to forget that.
I don't want to use that.
And
That's weird.
Lana, let me know what you got when you're all set.
Got a 16.
Okay. And Xia,
19.
Ashavar,
2.
2. Okay. And Sadie.
Got a 19 as well.
Oh, okay. Ashavar has it then. I rolled a 7.
Huzzah.
Okay, sorry. So, we've got that sorted. No, so Vic is going around. Boots is there. Probably not Guardian yet. Guardian will probably arrive a little later. You might even spot Eden later on in the late, early night thing. Often like a very dark corner of this tavern that's sort of in the back. And and probably Kip. I think Kip might be there. Kip will probably be chatting with Boots, hanging out with Boots up at the bar or something like that. But as Ashvar comes over a little later on, is there anything you want to do with Ash for the time being? Like Zia or Sadie or Alana, as you see Ashvar sit down? Say Ashvar for now, sorry. During this
Yeah, I was
particular
like,
arc,
wait a
I'll say
minute.
Ashavar, and then yeah.
Ash is here.
So many
Awkward.
Ash-related names.
Ashvar, looks like you were having fun out there.
She like kind of flicks her hair over her head and it's sort of sweaty and she's like, I haven't had that much fun in 3 days.
Well, that was too long then.
Oh, definitely. You guys look kind of somber.
Oh, I mean, not at all. I mean, we're just having such a good time, you know, watching everybody else. It's fine.
Yeah, just you know, people watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my favorite things to do in Atmos was just sit down with a nice, you know, mug of coffee and just watch people just, you know, go by, think of what they're like, what their lives are like, what they're doing for the day.
That's one way to do it. I usually just grab them by the arm and ask them if I want to know.
Oh, well, people don't often tell you the truth. That's the problem.
Sometimes if you scare them enough, they do.
Well, there's
Or the
always
other
that.
thing.
He is gonna be like looking around and kind of taking kind of stock of who's here and who isn't. Is
Yeah.
anyone still on the boat or anyone with the boat?
There would be Wisp that would still be there. Ash,
Okay.
possibly. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it.
So you would probably just try to like reach out to Wisp and see how they're doing.
Wisp will reply. Hello. I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. Just trimming up what needs trimming on the ship, and then I plan on heading into the. It sounds like it's quite the party from, as Kip's telling me. The mental link.
You know, I was just thinking, you know, it might be good to have a couple people still on the ship, so I'm totally willing to switch you stations if you'd like.
Well, I mean, if you're willing, I'd love to get you know, my palate wet with the crew. So yeah, if you're willing.
Yeah. And then at that, because Ashavar was there on Atmos when we were first confronted by the Spectre, Order of Spectres, I believe, right?
I think so, because I remember Ashvar using like that mental link that she has, that one way with someone in the alley. I think the contact before they were killed, in fact.
Yeah.
So I believe.
Okay. So
Yeah, I think she's aware of them.
okay, so Xia would flash the drawing to Ashavar, and then via telepathy, we need to talk. Are you okay to come to this ship with me?
Her brows would kind of knit together, and but For like a half second, kind of look longingly at the dance floor, but then send back, yep, yeah, sure. Let's go.
It'll only take a little bit. I'll explain on the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, the two of you are heading out
On the
currently.
way out, she scoops up any coins that anybody left in her viola case, along with the viola case.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll say, let's see here. I'm global deck, so people have some. Most people have decent finances if they know about this place and how to find it. Did really well. I'll say that there's probably like 8 gold in total, which is pretty good for busking. All right, the two Xia and Ashavar get up and head on out.
Okay.
We just need to check on some things in the ship real quick. We'll be back.
Okay. Just, let me know if you need anything.
Of course, of course.
Okay. If you head through the city now, it's probably like 11:30. Head out and cut through the city on your way back to the ship. I'm assuming you're heading to the ship. Indeed, heading here.
Yes. During that time, Xia basically via telepathy would be like, Sadie showed me what I showed to you, saying that it was on Ash's back. She saw it, meaning that the traitor that we had heard about so long ago was Ash this whole time.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
honestly, I don't believe it.
I mean, I honestly think it would tie a few things together. It was still unclear, like, how they got on the ship and got Ash to begin with without anybody seeing anything. If Ash just left of her own volition, then...
And got her horn cut off voluntarily.
The Spectres have done some crazier things. And it seems like people are pretty devout to them.
Ashavar goes quiet for a moment and well, she's keeping her eyes open because she's walking, doesn't want to plow into anything, but like they're starting to like flicker, like slightly light blue to dark blue to like sort of glowing, but different shades because she's having trouble figuring out what emotions are going on right now, so it's a little chaotic up in there. Could she have maybe been a part of it and then quit and they cut her horn off as revenge?
Well, I can tell you of the little that I do know from Liazana's father quit and they killed him and her entire clan. So I'd imagine that if they did get a hold of somebody else who quit, they wouldn't have gotten away with, well, Ash wouldn't still be with us.
I have an idea.
I'm really sorry to pull you away from celebrating. I am just I mean, in a lot of cases I feel a lot more confident than I do right now, but I really have no idea what to do. I just wanted to go back, and since Wisp was the only one on the ship, and I don't know if Ash is still on that ship, or if anybody else was, I just wanted to make sure everything was safe and in order and not freak everyone else out.
Yeah, understood.
Thank you for coming. I really...
Of course. So say we find her on the ship.
Yeah.
Ash's pronouns are she, her. I heard they, them. Sorry. A lot of crew members.
That's true.
Oh, Ashes? She, her. Mhm.
Okay. For some reason, I'm sitting on she, they, and I keep going back and forth.
Oh, sorry.
No. I think you're right, Dan. I think it's always been she, her, but
It's a lot of crew members, yeah.
yeah.
So putting aside the tattoo and anything else about that, one thing we do know for certain is that she was captured, willingly or not, by the Order of Spectres and spent time with them. And returned to us with her horn cut off. We don't know what happened to her during that time. So, thusly, we don't know if her part of the telepathic link was compromised.
It might have been. When we investigated originally, there was a tavern on Atmos, and we were able to track into the sewers deep underneath. But there, everything was so intermingled with so many other smells that we couldn't really tell where to go. I mean, there were no other real smells other than ashes. But we just originally thought that maybe somebody was skilled enough to cover up their scent, when it might have been that it was just Ash knowing where to go all along. I mean, I don't know too much about Atmos's underground.
I do. At least a bit.
Oh, yeah?
I used to have some sort of knowledge given how much time she spends in the slums.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Did anybody ever talk about the sewers underneath?
Let's see. Yeah, they've been used. I mean, they've been there for a very long time. I mean, there really isn't a recorded point in time when they were built. They've just been part of the city throughout its history. A lot of the city's history is lost over time. But they're sturdy, and they often operate as like the Thieves Guild use it fairly often to move goods, illicit goods. And what's illicit, what's okay changes, of course, over time. Outside of that, it's good for really anyone trying to stay below the radar. People changing identities and trying to get smuggled off the island. Sometimes it's used, there's less known areas of it and more popular known areas. You know, Ashavar, that area behind the Salty Boot is actually moderately well known. Not, I wouldn't say well known, but they're like, there's, imagine like raves, right? Like little, like people go there, like, oh, let's throw a party. Sometimes it's just a group of kids. Other times it's a full thing.
Yeah.
Outward, but there's a certain junction at that. There's a split at the base of the stairs of the Salty Boot. Goes like 5 different directions. Or it's a little bit further than where you all, I think you saw it. There's each of those leads to another junction. No one ever goes beyond that second junction because it's just too unmapped and unsafe. That's where you come across like dangerous people or the Thieves Guild looking to do things. You don't want to be the person that's caught them.
Okay. She'd relay that information back, and she's eventually getting her emotional eyeballs under control. And she says, she messages back to Xia. Okay, so I have an idea. Since we don't know if Ash, unwittingly or not, could be feeding information to the Order of Spectres, then she switches over to her racial telepathicness and starts talking to Xia, enabling her to speak back to her or think back to her. She's like, there's more than one way to communicate telepathically. And it feels kind of different from the mental link. There's more color, there's emotion in it. It's not just information. says, I can talk to her. This is something that the Order of Spectres has no possible chance, unless they cut my brain open, of messing with. My knowledge, I have not had my brain cut open.
That's assuring.
Unfortunately, I don't have any spells that can make people truthy. Fortunately, that's a cleric thing, and I'm.
Well, we might be able to talk to Cassius, because there's something we locked away a long time ago. A while back on Atmos, we had found an artifact that allowed you to read people's minds. Sinister had a little bit too much fun with it, and we decided to kind of lock it away.
I think I said it was cursed and just wouldn't shut up about it.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely, I would not be surprised if it is cursed at all. I mean, we both trust Cassius, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I think he saved my life a couple times in the dream realm.
oh, yeah. And same.
More than twice.
Yeah. He's been there a lot for us, and but then again, Ash has been too. I'm just so shaken by that. I don't know. Maybe we should see if we can retrieve that artifact and confirm for sure.
About that, I really don't like messing around in other people's minds. I know I can talk to them, but I like to actually pull anything back. Like, I can allow people to communicate with me, and that's as far as I usually want to go. So if there's any other way, that's what I'd prefer. I'm pretty okay at reading people. And I feel like if I was honest with Ash about how dire the situation is for us and for her, because the crew, now that we know, if she doesn't have anything to say to defend herself, we're unfortunately, and she kind of gets this sad look on her face, gonna have to, and then she trails off.
I mean, I don't even know what we could do. I mean, leave her at some island? I mean, it's likely she has some sending stone or some way to communicate, or that if she is sending things back to the Order, they'd find out if they stopped getting messages. We know that they kind of know where we are pretty consistently. I feel like it's almost more safe to keep Ash with us and just keep tabs until we know more. I talked to, because Sadie and Ash have really hit it off. I feel really bad to come between that. And I'm sure that would have been a really great friendship. But what if we just have Sadie kind of report to us for the time being? I agree, like, reaching into somebody else's mind. I mean, that's the original reason we locked it away in the first place. I'm just trying to think of a way that could potentially get the least number of people hurt. Do you think it would be better to simply just keep a close eye for the time being and not do anything?
If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm only good at lying to people when I don't care about them.
So
So
it's,
she'd figure it out pretty quickly if I was around her at all.
understand.
I'm gonna ask. It's okay to do something, and I don't want to like step on anybody's toes or something, but I think this is something I can do, and I think it would help. And since we're here on this island with and Allie's here, if it goes badly, we can remove her from the mental link, and at least in that way, she wouldn't be getting that information. But what I'm suggesting is, I just want to tell her the truth and all of it, like the fact that she's an appreciated member of this crew, and my personal feelings is that she's not doing anything of her own free will, and the reason she has that tattoo can be explained, and that's what I want to tell her, and she can come back with whatever she wants to, and I'll try to gauge whether it's true or not, and I'll I'll convey to you how confident I am, and if you don't agree, we can take her off the mental link and keep her contained until we figure out what to do. Because I don't want to kill her, but you know, if she's a liability, she's a liability.
I mean, Liazana had signed a contract before that you know, if he ever harmed any member of the order, should be killed. You weren't privy to that contract, I don't think. So I would definitely rather that no blood of our crew be spilled. I think probably by this point we're pretty close to the dock. Dan.
Okay. Sorry, I think the stream disconnected. It's trying to reconnect.
It did. Yeah, your internet, your videos and stuff froze for a couple seconds.
Rip. Well, I'm on an ad, so I can't tell.
I'll give it a quick sec. It usually does a good job reconnecting. Can you see me? Is like my video and Zoom working now?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, it's an ad for that Nicolas Cage vampire movie. Okay, fine.
Ah!
That was pretty funny. I'll give it that.
Oh, did you go see it?
The
I think I
Renfield?
watched us. Yeah, Renfield.
Oh, we're back. Okay. Excellent.
Oh,
Here we are.
Hi.
Yay! Sorry about that. Ow!
Weird. Dan walks
internet.
away and everything just falls apart.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Holding cables in my hands off the sides of the camera. The camera. Okay, so yeah, you're about reaching the dock, and as you do, you'll see Wisp up on deck, ready. Your air genasi. It sort of does what Ash does and what Sadie does, but not at this level. Wisp can do it really well with modern day airships. He's familiarized himself with this, but he's effectively the engineer for the ship. But again, out of his league a bit. This. But as you see Wisp kind of giving a gentle wave, I'm going to zip back over to the tavern. I feel that Allie has probably been making the rounds, and when she kind of looks back over at the table and sees, Vic probably just like twiddling, like drinking now, but twiddling his thumbs a bit, like, okay, like trying to make conversation, maybe with Sadie. And Alana has, her head down and scrolls with a quill. She's scribbling as she's doing map work. Allie's gonna be like, I'm gonna go over there. And she'll approach. Well, I know everyone has fun in their own ways. I hope you're all having a good time tonight. She'll in particular look over at Alana scribbling at the maps. at it. You don't have to work on that tonight. Have a drink and you know, relax just a little bit tonight.
Looks up and like her eyes start tearing up. I'm all right now. I just need to do this.
Great. Look over at Sadie and Vic. Let's play some darts. Right?
Oh,
Round on
sure.
me, play some darts.
Sounds like a fun time. Are you sure you don't want to join, Alana? Okay. You just let us know if you need anything, okay?
Okay. Yeah, so Allie will bring you over, and Vic and you, Sadie, if you're up for playing darts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh, well, of course, mind you, you've had that, relatively intense moment with Allie not too long ago, but seemed to resolve in a positive manner. So Allie seems light and trying to, have some time to get to know you a little bit better. And Vic, she only knows Vic so well, while you're playing some darts. So darts is an actual game we can play, so yay!
Let's go.
You gotta get closest to 21, rolling just a d20. However, you
Okay.
can add or subtract your dexterity modifier from
Okay.
each throw. You have to get exactly 21. Exactly
That's great.
21 or bust.
Mine's 0. So
Perfect.
great.
Oh, Sadie, now Vic, I know we've been here before. Is this your first time here? Sadie, and she throws a dart.
First time to this city?
Oi! Rebel click.
Yeah. It is. I've stayed mostly on Atmos for the most part for the past few years.
I see. Well, that sounds wonderful. Atmos is such a lovely place. Vic comes up and just rolls his roll.
That it is. Lots to do, lots of places to go, lots of things to see and get into.
Alright, go ahead and throw your dart. D20, which I guess you just have to roll a D20 because it's 0.
7.
Okay. They both have a 13 so far.
Okay.
Allie and Vic. Lovely. So what brought you to Atmos? What was the draw out of all those wonderful things? We'll throw another dart.
Just the city itself, so much. I mean, exactly what I said. There's just a lot to do, and it seemed like the place to be. I studied ships while I was there. I mean, obviously, I've been helping Ash on the ship, but school was fine, adventure was fine, company was fine. So,
I'm glad. Vic throws a dart. I'm glad that you have the crew has you now. Jeez, both she and Vic overshot on their second thing. Vic got like 30. He didn't actually, but relative to those things they rolled, he rolled a 19. And not have enough dex to fix that. I'm glad that the crew has you. I know that Ash does fine work. And well, I had a little bit of time to put out some feelers to my folks at Atmos, and that sounds like you come fairly well recommended for the work. So excelled in your studies. Go ahead and throw your dart.
That I did. 10.
You were at 17 currently.
You said we had to get close to what? 21?
You have to get exactly 21.
Exactly 21. Okay. Yeah. It wasn't easy, but I got by as much as I could. Still got plenty to learn, obviously, but
Isn't there always?
Yeah.
Allie's up to 17 now.
Okay.
And you paid your way through school, and that's something. It's such a fine school of engineering, and I know there's nothing wrong with generational wealth in itself, but it's extra impressive when someone can pay their own way.
Oh, yes. Generational wealth is definitely not something I come from. So had to get paid and had to get done.
Lovely. Where do you come from, if you don't mind asking? No, I think
just
you
in-
actually shared some. Maybe you didn't. Can't remember if you shared any of that.
I don't think I did. No. Just a small island. Nothing big.
Lovely. Go ahead and throw your dart.
Ooh, 19.
Yeah. You hit the bullseye, which is great, but not on this round. You need a 4. Okay. And Vic, she kind of goes on with Vic about, their stint to that island and asking about his sister, his parents, and how he's holding up. And he'll so you'll hear the story of most, not everything that happened on Muthalani, but you'll hear the portions about around Vic, and he'll probably share a little bit, like he'll do it like almost not at Zia's level, but like a Zia recap, where you're gonna quickly fires out some bullet points at you, but not to the not the way Zia nails that.
Got it.
Dan, does he mention the rock again?
He does. He mentions the rock. Absolutely. Thankfully, it wasn't there. It's that great. Thankfully, it wasn't there on our way back. We were so worried we were gonna deal with it again.
The rock.
Aye. Oh, it was terrifying. We barely survived. Barely. And we didn't even know.
I'm sure rocks can be unexpected like that.
Aye. What with it flying out of the sky?
Wow.
Crashing down on us like...
Did someone throw it? Throw...
Oh, I hope not. It came crashing out of the sky. Oh,
Do rocks usually come crashing down in areas here or there? I mean,
I can't. Well, I'm not an expert. Sorry, in rocks. But perhaps.
that's incredible. I've never heard of rocks doing that. Most of the rocks I know of are a bit docile and.
Really? Like a tame rock?
Yeah, I mean, the kids. Well, I read of this island once of this tribe where the kids would keep them as, would sometimes act like they were pets.
Children near rocks?
Yeah, I know it's hard to believe.
That feels irresponsible. That's incredible.
Doesn't it? I mean, they can be dangerous, right? I mean, obviously, but, yeah.
Oh, he throws a dice at disadvantage, being shaken. Like children playing with rocks. Oh, and he gets exactly a 21 with that roll. Oh! That's, I won, right? Does that mean I won? And Allie's like, right, I got one pick.
At some fairs, some of the artisans will paint rocks and sell them. Paint designs on them. Yeah.
And that they just sit still to be painted?
Usually, yeah. Unless there's something else going on, but usually, yeah, they'll sit there and allow you to paint them, paint
Oh,
some designs or scenery.
that's can't wrap my mind around that.
As you can go to a stall and there's hundreds of them
Hundreds? No.
for sale. Yeah,
How do you fit them
different
all?
colors. How do you fit them all where?
Well, anywhere. Hundreds?
Well, I guess, usually people only buy like a couple at a time at the most. You can fit them in your bag pretty well if you try hard enough.
Your bag? No! What?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
See him processing. You fit them in a bag? Are they just wee baby rocks?
There's some baby ones. There's some larger ones too. Some of them just sit them in their yards. If they have yards, but not a common thing.
I imagine not. It'd
Yeah.
take up the whole yard.
I guess it
it would
depends on the
keep-
size of the rock.
Oh, aye. Like keep people away at least, that's for sure.
People don't like rocks, yeah.
Can only imagine the rock. They must be raised on farms. Just massive and huge farms.
Rock farms. Now that's an idea. Well, I guess you have larger rocks and you get them from the larger rocks, right? You have a larger rock and you get smaller ones from the larger ones.
Allie is appreciating this, and then waves a hand, and minor illusions a rock, an actual like the bird rock. You're both talking
what
about
kind of bird
this,
is that?
right? Vic,
What
that's
kind
a
of bird is
rock.
that? That's not a rock. That's a bird.
Oh, and he got a clicks for him. What's the no? Hey, sorry. No K. This is just ROC. Rock. It's a type of bird that's
Oh.
not this big. It's Can you make it look? Can you put a little person in there, Allie, so you can see the scale? And she adds a little tiny person there to the
Oh,
rock. That's the rock. That's the kind of rock that we dealt with.
oh. Well, yeah, I can see where you'd be scared of that.
Aye.
I've never seen anything like that before.
It was frightening. Listen, everyone was incredible in the fight, and but many of us were saved by Xia that day. He kind of gets this little forlorn look off. It's incredible.
That's cute.
And you hear someone behind you say, "Are we going to play? Are y'all going to play darts? Or are we just going to be standing here all day, daydreaming and telling stories?" And you turn. Let's see, Sadie, you don't recognize her. Allie doesn't, but Vic does. Ghost, you made it. They were telling me you might be here. Something about they helped you. The captain said that they helped you in that dream realm. And they do like a bro hug.
Sadie's watching them closely
Nice.
because she picked up on something like
Mm,
a day ago that was like, but so she's
nice. All right, let's play a real game. Let's play for just a little bit of coin. What do you say? And Allie's in. Of course. Vic's in.
Sadie will look at her purse. Sure, yeah.
We'll play the silvers, right? This is for fun, not for weekly wages.
That's fine.
And Ghost joins, decent conversationalist. Seems to be friendly without being too nosy. Order some drinks, over to a little table there's a few of these dart boards, and you all get to play darts for a little bit.
Okay. How friendly is Ghost with Vic?
Roll, I guess. You said you're watching, so I won't have you do a perception check, but I guess just do a quick insight check.
No. Fudge cracker. That's only a 6.
Some of the booze from the night's kicking in, and you all are a pretty funny group, so you kind of get swept up in the humor and the fun of the game. It gets a little funny competitive, not like intense competitive. Yeah.
Okay.
They're clearly, they know each other. They are friends from an older time. It's definitely what you can pick up with 6. Okay. So that brings us back over to Xia and Ashavar. Approaching the boat. Wisp comes, kind of hops down, does a quick step down the gangplank. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it, Xia. I'll make sure I have some extra drinks. In honor of your sacrifice for.
Well, Ashavar's too for coming. Yeah, even more so, Ashavar was actually playing quite a bit of amazing music, and
I missed it.
On with me.
That's such a shame. I love it when you play on the up on the deck.
Nice. You'll have to, if there's music going on, you'll have to dance a jig for me. At least one, then you can go back to your drinks.
All right.
Fair?
Understood. He kind of tips his little cap he put on, and he heads off. Are the two of you boarding the ship?
Yep. Before we start the interview with Ash, Dan, I wanted to ask you something so it doesn't come up right in the middle of our piece.
Sure.
So I've kind of interpreted the Kalashtar racial telepathy as kind of like the way people talk. Sometimes when you're talking, you want to and can keep most of the emotion out of your voice. But sometimes, it leaks through and people can tell that you're sad or you're happy or you're upset, the way your voice is coming through. And I've kind of interpreted the way that her telepathy works is kind of the same as when you're talking. So you can block off your emotions from bleeding into it. Sometimes you can't control whether they bleed into it or not. And sometimes you can just let it go.
Gotcha.
Sort of like that. So that I just wanted to make sure that was a kosher interpretation before I continue.
Yeah, I think that's lovely. I like the flavor on it. And, say with that, that'll kind of allow room for some insight checks, even though it's telepathy, because it has that extra, that feeling to it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
For checking. Okay. You are in the still of the night here. There's some light rain that's been falling throughout the city here, and basically just spitting at this point. You're at the base of the gangplank of the Tempest. What would you like to do?
Well, she'd probably message or telepathic link to Xia. I'm gonna go pour some drinks. You might as well pour yourself one, and go see if I can find Ash, and I'll bring her back to the galley to silently talk with her. I guess we're just gonna be staring at each other intently for a few minutes. It might look weird.
Do you want me to come with you, or do you want me to just wait in the galley?
I think just wait in the galley would be good, because then I don't want to put her on guard right away.
That's fair. I know I'm not I could stand to be a little less intimidating, I guess.
Well, no, it's not you at all. It's just if somebody comes up to you saying, "Hey, you want to grab a friendly drink," and there's somebody else behind them, it's less you want to grab a friendly drink.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be in the galley waiting for you. Mental link if you need absolutely anything. I'll do my best.
All right.
So,
Goes
okay.
into
Like mental handshake and go team.
yeah, exactly.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah. So she goes into the kitchen, finds some, probably I don't know, spice cider or something, or meat or whatever, something nice, and goes down into the engines to see if Ash is even on board.
Oh. Alright, the two of you begin navigating the ship. Xia to the galley. Ashavar, you grab the drinks. Yeah, you have to go through like the crew deck, and you see that she's not in her room. And then there's the cargo deck. And you walk by a couple of spots where there's tools and other equipment and parts that can be used for repairs and stuff like that. You don't see her there. And ultimately, you go down to the galley of the ship. That normally exists, or initially existed rather, in absolute darkness there, that magic. But has since been dispelled since finding a way in. And you see a flickering hooded lantern, and Ash, kind of covered in some grease, some sweat, working away at one of the machines after that disaster where the ship plunged in to the Omega Sea. Obviously, there's much needed repairs. She's still working on, just hyper focused on that. Doesn't see you initially. Think. Some grease on, some primer.
Ashavar would approach normally and kind of clear her throat loudly to get her attention. That doesn't do it.
Ashavar, oh my the gods, you can't tell. Whoo! I don't know if you've been down here by yourself, especially at night after blood was coming out of the walls. I just need a minute. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
What are you doing here?
I spooked you, didn't I? I'm so sorry.
It's alright. What are you doing here? You're not having drink over at the tavern?
Oh, I did. Many, actually, yes. And I realized that you're always working down here in the engines, and you weren't at the tavern, so I thought maybe I could persuade you to take a break. And she holds up the mugs and step out of this horrible darkness for a few minutes, and we could talk for a little bit.
Looks at the drinks and back of the work she's doing. It's hard to argue. Drink with a friend. Right, let's somewhere a little more comfortable. Lead the way, Ashavar.
He hands her a mug before she leads her up to the galley.
Nice.
And then when they sit down, she'd take a couple sips of meat and give Ash a smile, and she's staying as relaxed as she can because she's a little nervous about what she's going to learn or what she's not going to learn at all.
Nice. Oh, I should check just because we're in the galley. So Xia, are you also, since you're here too, are you sitting down as you see Ashavar and Ash arrive?
I would say Xia is trying to stay mostly unseen around the door.
Ooh.
But if she is seen, is probably gonna play it as casually as possible.
All right, maybe make a stealth check.
Woo! Boy, oh boy, do we love rogues.
13 is all you have to beat.
17.
Okay. Yep, you're unseen.
super unseen. Yeah, at this point, does Ashavar even know that I'm there?
Yeah.
Probably
Ash.
not.
Yeah. Nice.
I
Yeah.
probably got there first, and then Ashavar walked right by me.
My passive perception is 11.
Oh yeah. Nope.
Yeah, I was probably like, hi, and then you just walked by. I was like, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm just gonna chill there unless I see if Ash goes for any kind of movement that I think might hurt Ashavar in any way, or makes a break for the door.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Sorry, Ashvar, just wanted to check and see just to make sure the room was set.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've sat down across the table there, Ashavar. Oh, this is just good stock.
Ashavar would probably let her enjoy her drink and for a bit, as letting her, relax from working probably all day.
Mm-hmm.
Making, small talk and stuff like that. Once she sees that Ash is kind of like relaxed from, or at least thinking less about the engines and more about, relaxing. She would put her mug down and turn on the Kalashtar telepathy, and put her hands on the table. And if Ash's hands are anywhere near her, she'd probably at least take one of Ash's hands
one up there.
and think to her. And as she's doing so she just drops any barriers to her emotions that had been there. Just it's all gone. So she would have like the sincerity that of her belief that Ash has not done anything wrong, because she doesn't think that is the case, and etc. She says, please don't be scared. I really need to talk to you, and this is the only way that I can talk to you with the impossibility of anybody else listening.
She says back mentally, all right, scared me a little, but all right. Sets her mug down.
Sorry. I'll try to be quick. But I want you to know first that I don't think you've done anything wrong. I hope this won't scare you away. And then she just really, as quickly as possible, with as few embellishments as possible, tells the series of events of Sadie seeing the tattoo, Xia seeing the tattoo, and all of that stuff, and then ends it with that my telepathy works a little different. You can let your emotions through along with your speech if you choose to. I really, really want to believe that you've done nothing wrong. I do believe that. And I hope that you can trust me enough to tell me the truth. And if you say it in a way and I believe it, then I'll do everything I can.
You can feel, as you were saying that, her that emotional state was coming through. She was, being unaware of it was just coming through. And even when you make her aware of it, she doesn't try and stop it or reserve it. It's still just coming through that rawness too, what she's feeling. Which so far is a bit of, I don't know, it's a lot. There's fear, there's panic, there's denial that this conversation is happening, and a lot of processing.
Take what time you need. People at the tavern don't know that I'm talking to you. Not a lie.
It's just you then.
Xia came with me onto the ship, but she can't hear what I'm telling you. I can only talk to one person at a time with this.
Well, uh, I'm not. I'm not sure what it's safe to say. What isn't. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Please don't share this with anyone else. If it's just the two of you, keep it that way, please. Put you in danger.
She says, won't go outside this head.
Well, I've tried to be so careful. I was worried. And Sadie knows too. I was worried she saw it. Well, I guess I'll tell you everything and just and you do what you feel's right. It's a bit of a story, starts a long time ago. When I was young and just stupid. I got out of my studies and looking to prove myself to the world, to myself, to all the people that doubted me along the way. Thought I could just be the best in my field, and I don't know what. Thought I was going to be something. Paid my dues under some companies for a while. Working on and excelling, I might add, with arcane technology, not just with airships, but you know, there's a lot of peripherals with airships, with the true history of the true findings that we base everything on today. Of course, you all know a lot more about that these days than I probably do. I was approached. I was regularly being approached, headhunted by different companies to go work for them, share my insights and the field. I took an opportunity that today I would know is simply too good to be true. Young, naive me thought, well, this is what I deserved. I had this coming. Of course I should be given such an opportunity. My ego was much larger back then. It was only too late, of course. I learned that it was Order of Spectres behind that company. The work got slipped from being good, ethical, hard work over to less and less legal, certainly, sometimes less than ethical. I was made to get this tattoo. I could be sent off my own to other parts, other sections and groups of the Order of Spectres, and be recognized as a member and set to work. Whatever bit of peripheral arcane technology they might have had. Ultimately, they have us sent to some hazy isles. They I'm not sure how much been put together from what we saw with Liaisana there, but the Spectres, well, they run some hazy isles. They're the ones that live up on the Celestial Plateau and put out the orders. The disaster that befell us was an absolute nightmare. And it wasn't just an accident. Some of that less than ethical work was being done there. And I turned a blind eye to it. They were finding different ways to try and access, build tunnels of sorts down into the Omega Sea. They were sending people down there to navigate it. Just a couple 100 feet worth they had gotten worth of tunnels, but that sure triggered whatever's down there. Quite a few people had already died. People were paid proper. How do you pay properly, I suppose, for that sort of hazard pay? Other people were simply made to do it. Had family members and others at risk if they didn't comply. Much like myself at that point. I tried to resist once and only once. And I lost someone dear for it, and they were ready to take away many more. But we were swarmed that day by those creatures. They disengaged the tunnel work from the bottom of Simhazy there. Let it drop into the Omega Sea. Good 20 people with it. The other few dozen that lived up on the island just torn apart, scooped up. I was relatively safe down in the control area with Esme. When you all showed up, I was already scared out of my wits after that. When you all showed up, you were just an escape for me. You were an escape. But I started feeling safest with y'all. And well, I wasn't found or discovered. I typically stay on the ship, try not to disembark. Till Atmos, where everything caught up with me. I know they use me as leverage for Lizana, but it was also my punishment for trying to leave, trying to escape. Right, listen, they asked me to report on what y'all are doing. I haven't been approached yet to debrief anyone, but I was not gonna say anything. I was hoping to just stay on the ship as much as I could now. Well, I'm not at the tavern tonight. Well, I don't plan on leaving this until I don't know when. I'm ready to deal with whatever consequences may come, whether it's them finding me and me putting up a fight to get away and at the end of my days meet me, or whether you all feel that's I don't know what y'all might have in store for me. Dreading that a bit more even than the Order of Spectres. That's everything, Ash. Just telling you I feel put you in danger, but you already know, I guess, so.
Oh, Ashavar is like, usually when she uses her telepathy, her eyes are a little glowy. But there are definite fear tracks coming down a bit. And she's still holding Ash's hand, and she's still using the telepathic link at this point. And she says, well, let me put it this way. I almost got killed twice in the dream realm to help a creature that I don't even know. So you're not gonna die. I will do my best, take care of it, and convince the others, but I won't tell them the details. And then she starts talking in like human talk and like holds out, her pinky for like a pinky swear thing. She's like, we'll get through this. Figure it out.
All right. What does Pinky swear?
God, if Ash starts to cry, she's gonna just walk around the table and hug her.
Mm-hmm. She does, yeah. She'll kind of sob and, I've been holding this for so long and I didn't want anyone to get hurt. I don't know what to do.
General head patting and comforting. Since Ashavar's a generally emotional person, she's not uncomfortable with it. She's just like, yep. So it happens. This is what happens. We'll have emotion. It's normal. Kind of saying some like comforting words, but mostly just letting her get it out.
Nice. Then it goes into like a full sob with I didn't know what to do. Just kind of drops into that for a bit and gets the head pats. Is there anything? I guess I should check in with Xia, who's observing, but out of sight.
Yeah, Xia's definitely gonna not step out. Obviously, emotions are going, but like Xia will accept any information, even with the least amount of information that Ashavar gets. So Ashavar says that it's okay. Xia will drop the matter. But we are gonna have some questions about some hazy, I think, coming up soon. So it's not gonna be avoidable forever.
Okay.
Ashavar doesn't mention it right now, but she does think that, bad shit went down, but the first step to the path to redemption is regret, which is obviously present, so.
All right. Let that moment simmer for a bit. Back at the bar, there's, another round of dart. Alana, do you want to remain at the table and continue? You do see some of that fun going on over there. You've probably accomplished most of what you want to do with maps, but that's up to you if you want to have more to work on or whatever you like to do. That's for Alana to see if you're joining them.
I'd probably stop with the maps and watch.
Okay. All right. Take everything in here. Let's see. Yep. So Vix seems to be having fun. More drinks. More drinks. It's Sadie, can you roll just a straight D20 for me?
19.
Okay. With a 19, you have to pee really badly. So with that, we'll take our bio break.
Dan, what was your plan if it was low?
She still have to pee really badly, yeah.
We were just gonna make it no matter what it was. I love it.
I quit.
Awesome. For anyone who doesn't know, we take about a 10-minute bio break. We'll keep our audio hot so you can chat with us. But otherwise, we'll catch you in about 10 minutes. All right, let's see if I get the button right. Boop. And snack and
Snacks.
Right back.
snacks.
So tired.
Oh no, the drinking and darts.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh. Was Ash's story what anybody thought it was?
Not for me, I don't get. Yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't really. Yeah. It was, I definitely thought that it was going to be like, ha!
Oh,
Got you!
nice, nice. Oh, thank you so much for the raid, Dead Aussie Gamer. Hello, everybody.
Oh, thank
Sorry,
you.
we're on our bio break. Our audio's hot. But, you know, we're doing bio stuff. We'll be back in a minute with our Sky Pirate fun here. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid. It's so kind of you. So glad to have you all pop in. Tonight is our Sky Pirate campaign. I think we're on episode 80. Yeah, we're on a all-flying island part of the world. And they're on a cloud giant island currently called Glurbalglick. They're unraveling some mysteries here tonight. It's been kind of fun. Yeah, and they have more to go unlock as well. They recently got back from a small adventure in the Dream Realm. It was pretty fun. But they're getting ready to do some more piratey stuff, some more Sky Pirate stuff here soon. How about y'all? I'm so sorry. Where's a proper shout out? Let's
I made to get it done.
would you mind?
my-
I've got all my camera
It's
stuff.
SO.
Exclamation point SO space, and then
There we
their
go.
name, which is Dead Aussie Gamer altogether. Thank you. Oh, Dungeons and Dragons. Well, how was your game tonight, Dead Aussie Gamer and friends? Love to hear about that. Read fireballs. Nice. Cast.
Now, can you type, Stephanie? There you go.
Yeah, did y'all have a nice game? What are y'all up to in your game currently? Got just another few minutes and we'll be back from our bio. So eager. I'm so curious how the game went. Oh, what fun raid abouts too. I like the skeleton with the fedora style hat there. Well, however it went, I hope you all had fun. All right. they have some crew on their airship long been dealing with rather nasty areas, certainly. League of Villains sort of organization called the Order of Spectres. They have a lot of power, a lot of clout, very, very secretive. They move governments, they do all sorts of stuff from behind the scenes. We were told some time ago now, quite a while ago, that they have a traitor among their own crew here, Sky Pirates, Tempest. And they've had a lot to deal with. And that notion has been irksome, to say the least, for them for several months, in game and out. And during a moment of crazy airship stuff, one of the new members of the crew, Sadie, was working with this individual. It's a traitor. It goes by Ash. Well, Ash was harmed, and the tattoo, it revealed her as a member of this group. Was revealed. That came out tonight, last session. So they're just dealing with that now. We heard a rather heart-wrenching story about Ash. Oh, perfection. About Ash and how she got involved and how it started. You know, things aren't always black and white as they begin. Yeah, and they've just been sort of caught up. Ooh. Some of the other party members are in a tavern playing some darts.
Like nothing's going wrong.
That's right, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, looks like we have most folks back. We'll give it just half a minute here. I'll crash a bar. And snack. Super love you all coming in. I'm a little worried. I figure, I mean, obviously no one has to say anything about how the game went. And probably no one has. But sometimes we get these weird like blackouts where it feels like people are talking, but we just don't see the messages. You know, it's happened a few times.
Yeah.
After, raids, but just my anxiety winning out, I'm sure. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pop us live here.
Sure.
And back we go. Hello. Welcome back, wonderful players. He's in.
Ooh.
Oh, Daniel Lance, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Daniel, my goodness, right? 3 years. Kind Daniel. Right, I got so much camera stuff over here. 36 months. Thank you so much. Truly. Thank you. So appreciated. Oh, all right. Well, we got a lot going on, and probably places you might, things you want to do, places you want to go. So I'll jump back into this. I think at the tavern, I'm just going to leave things with, Boots will come sit down and go. Everyone's sort of like moving about, but effectively there in the tavern. Guardian's in the back, and she's doing like arm wrestling. Eden's there just sipping some wine in a different area. and they're just minding their own business, and everyone seems to be minding theirs around them. So I guess we'll jump back to Ashavar and Xia on the ship. After, Ash has had some time to kind of get that first big, overwhelming moment of the tears, the fear, the everything that she's been keeping, like, pushed down, out. Thanks to the conversation and Ashavar's compassion, I'd like to see where you'd like to take that, Ashavar, after that moment has passed.
She'd probably suggest they sit down and continue to enjoy their drinks until Ash is fully composed.
Okay.
Probably tell her funny stories about her plushies and ignore any weird looks that may come her way.
Nice.
There's nothing weird about having creepy interdimensional plushies in your room that you talk to every day. It's totally normal.
Totally fine. It's interesting. As part of Brila's send-off, there was a whole interaction, and one of them, I ended up, in that place. Said, here, I had Ashavar say, here, you can have this one for now until we reconnect. But the ones that you have just cycle. Like, you have 2 out of 3 always, and one is always with Brelith, but it keeps changing. A different one visits Brelith. So.
Oh.
I'm sure Brila finds that fascinating.
Yeah.
Is there one that's usually always with me and the other one switches, or is it just the cycle?
It seems to be a cycle. 1, 2, 3. I think it's 3, right? So they just kind of boop, 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 boop. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All I remember was the purple worm and the bear.
So okay, right. Okay. Yes, it's one then the other, one then the other. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, because we don't have much else to go on here tonight, I can advance the night and bring us up to morning. But if you have anything else you want to do tonight after Ash has had some time to calm down, let me know. Or Xia, if you do after a certain time. All right. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to do tonight? Before we morning.
Yeah, Sadie's going to well, I think before they leave the bar that night, and we don't have to RP say, but unless she wants to, but I think that Sadie would probably go over to Elena and just be like, do the right voice, Stephanie.
Like an angel in heaven.
You can. That's a good starting point. If you ever need to talk about anything, have a good listening ear, people have said. Is there anything I can get you? Are you good over here?
All right. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, don't, I know sometimes things can seem important and like you need to, finish them right away. But, sometimes it helps just to take a break. Not saying you have to, but I'm just saying from my own experience. Sometimes it just helps to kind of, take a breather for a few minutes and come back to what you're working on. It won't seem so stressful, or maybe you'll get a different perspective. Just a thought.
I'm just trying to distract myself a bit, I think.
Sure. Okay. Well, I would think that probably Sadie would probably brought her over like a glass of water too, and just kind of sat it down and stay hydrated. But she also, before going to bed, like after they went back to the ship, Dan would probably Oh, is the ship in a well-lit area or no? Is it just dark?
There are a few ever-burning lights on the way down the
Not a
dock,
lot.
but it's not super well lit, no.
Okay, then I won't do that tonight then. Just go to bed.
The party dies down. Party, the celebration, the relaxation. Allie is going to say, goodbye tonight in case you all are leaving in the morning, but that she'll be in that building if you need anything else while she's here. And even over the mental link, just give everyone a thank you and like a go team speech. Everyone else makes their way back to the ship that night, gets a good night's rest, and you wake up in the morning. Let's see, yeah, everyone's feeling refreshed. Full night's sleep. If you haven't done that in D&D Beyond since since a dream realm or anything, make sure you get a long rest in. What would you all like to do in the morning? In fact, you know what? Kip's gonna come down. The captain's in here. Everyone else is. Well, I guess they'll come down to say. Kip approaches you, Xia, whenever once you're awake and stuff. Martin, Captain, good morning, Xia. Captain's talking to the rest of the crew, but I didn't know if we're heading out today, or should I prep the ship or anything? Do you know?
I think we're gonna stay put until we have a couple conversations. I have an idea of where I'd like to go, but I think I need some more information first.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Have we gotten our money from Ghost yet? Or did that happen last night?
Yes. Yeah, Ghost
okay.
would have given you it's a really big payoff. Let's see. Okay. Not bad. 84 platinum a piece.
Ooh.
Is that for everybody in the party?
Sorry, it's for Ashavar, Cassius, and Grundy. But you're welcome to split it with others if you want. Since you three were in the dream realm.
Right.
That's all she really, engaged with.
Right.
So would Vic have collected that and then brought it back and dispersed it probably?
Yeah, probably, because I think it was Sadie, Alana, and Vic there, and she knows Vic, so.
Yeah.
Ashavar would probably put half of it towards like the community pool or like the ship fixing and upgrading fund or whatever.
Okay. Nice.
I don't know how to notate that, but I'm just gonna put half the value on my character sheet.
Okay. Pop it in Discord if you want. That way we can kind of sort it over the week. We'll figure out where. Who has the party funds at this point. Right. Ash is joining everyone at breakfast, but is kind of sitting off in the back corner, just, not entirely by herself or anything, but off with Kip and Wisp as she usually is. What would y'all like to do? Who has something they'd like to do today?
Is there a way, like on her way to breakfast, that would Sadie see anyone before going into the galley for breakfast? Like Xia specifically?
Up to Xia.
Yeah, Xia would have been there pretty early, probably waiting, because Sadie is one of the couple people that she needs to talk to.
Morning.
Good morning.
And she'll kind of like look weird as she like mentally links, like does the mental link, like trying to figure it out.
It's always odd your first time you're doing it.
Is this working?
Yes.
Okay. How did it go?
Well, when my trust is broken, I take that very personally and very seriously. Like,
Noted.
Word
Okay.
is very important to me, but I will always respect when you don't tell me something if I trust you. So if you have your secrets, you can keep them. They're yours. That's okay. Just do not lie to me or put my friends in danger. You can admit whatever you want. Everybody has stuff in their lives that is traumatic, not great to talk about, or might put people in danger, and that's okay.
Okay.
I was very angry and confused and sad when I was considering the possibilities because Ash has put, the crew in significant danger. And, luckily no one has died.
Sure.
But with all of that said, Ashavar had a one-on-one and it ended peacefully.
Oh, okay.
And I told Ashavar, look, like, if there's anything that you consider to be putting anybody continually in danger, tell me. Otherwise,
Okay.
I don't need to know. And Ashavar has not communicated with me, and that tells me that everything is okay. My assumption is that you were probably right. That Ash was probably forced into the order somehow and is basically seeking refuge on our ship to try to avoid detection.
Oh,
Probably the one time we were on Atmos was when she was detected because she came into the tavern with us that night. It was probably just a single misstep of getting seen and being whisked away. So I was thinking that it was odd that she didn't come with us last night,
yeah.
that she stayed on the ship. And I was worried that she might be tampering with the ship or worse yet, meeting with somebody. But I think it's more likely she was just hiding because of what happened last time. So keep this between us.
Of
I
course.
don't think that this is gonna, it may put us in danger in the future. I mean, that is a possibility. We're going to have to deal with the Spectres again. And I do need to talk to Ash about a little bit of that. But I don't think Ash herself is dangerous.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't pick up on a danger vibe but I'm glad to know that Ashavar spoke to him, and it seems like that it might not be as dire as we had hypothesized at the bar last night.
I'm happy to be wrong. I have very never been happier to be wrong in my life.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'll see you in the galley.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll see you in the galley.
Also, if Ashavar didn't get a chance before bed to message Xia, she would in the morning. And if Sadie's around, she'd include her too.
Okay.
Just basically saying Ashavar's not a threat to us. She cares about us and wants to protect us, and that's why she's been staying on the ship. There are things that are not mine to tell, but I trust her, and I know that she wants to keep us safe as much as she wants to keep herself safe. Probably with some, like, there are some things that we're going to have to figure out as we go, but we'll do it.
We'll say Xia and Sadie probably catch him, some point maybe after they get in there, so you can mental link. So Sadie and Xia are updated with that info. Alana, what are you up to this morning? Are you joining everyone in the galley? How you feeling?
Yeah, she'll join everyone there. she'll probably still be just kind of a little quiet, not really starting any conversations, but listening.
Okay. Right. You're all able to enjoy a nice, tasty breakfast. What's the next point you'd like to do before, heading out?
Xia would go over to Ash once she's not necessarily alone, but like not necessarily in conversation.
Okay. He's
And
alone at
asks,
one point.
yeah, just asks, would you happen to have any time to meet later today? It's
Yeah.
nothing to be worried about, I promise.
Of course. I do. You name the time, Xia, and I'll be there.
Okay. Can we meet in my quarters this afternoon?
Absolutely.
I have some questions about my sister.
All right. Nods and agrees and is back to eating. We'll definitely meet up with you in the afternoon. Does anyone have anything they want to do?
Sadie's going to go outside the ship and try her best to sketch the Tempest.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and make a performance check. Yeah, it'd be perfect, I think, for that.
Oh, well, Lucy, go ahead.
Can I use my DM die to assist?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Could help too.
Oh.
As the one who helped design it.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, Sadie, you could check in with Alana for assistance. Otherwise, you're welcome to use Sarah's die.
Yeah, she would check in with Lana for assistance.
You can do it with advantage first, then, with Lana, but...
Ooh. Wait, performance? First it was a 2, just to let you know.
Oh, no.
Second one's a 10 for a total of 12, but I also have my subscriber die.
Do you want to use Sarah's first, since you offered, or do you want to go right to your subscriber die?
Sarah, I will let you keep yours just in case. I'll use mine.
Okay.
So thank you.
That's 2d8 for the subscriber die.
Yeah, let's do this.
Let me ask, Alana, what kind of assistance would you like to give? How? Let me know how Sadie and Alana are sort of working this out with the sketch.
All right, a total of 20.
It's an amazing
and
sketch when it's done.
And she would probably just try to, since she saw Alana working on maps, just try to maybe with perspective and kind of like, maybe like gridding it out first and then kind of drawing it over the grids, which might be something more kind of map like. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any input into, if you wanted to roleplay any of that? Or any sort of input on helping? You don't have to if you don't want to. Ilana, sorry. Mm-hmm. My bad.
I heard Alana.
I thought you said Sadie, sorry.
He did say Sadie.
I feel like if she saw her like working on it, she would like pull out like some of her notes from when the Tempest was getting designed. Just for reference pictures. It would just kind of like give a couple of like of her opinions about what she should do if she wanted it,
You need to leave room for the engine reliefs over here, and this. Yeah.
Yeah. she'd be nice about it.
Okay.
But
That rudder would never steer the ship.
right.
You need to have
Right.
these
You're
dimensions.
totally right. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, Dirty 20, that's an incredible, whatever level and style of artistic endeavor you're pursuing, you achieved it.
Perfect. And then she's going to head to the tattoo parlor.
Okay, all right, you head off to the tattoo parlor. Nice, nice. Then I will jump over to the afternoon. Now, Sadie, can I assume then that you are, do you want to role play out the tattoo thing, or do you want to, or are you just getting to
She would just go in and be like, look, I know that and just explain that she wasn't going to get the same design as the day before, but she would show them the design of the ship, of the Tempest that she sketched, and she's going to get that on her thigh.
Nice. Okay, very cool. Is the ship like going around, or is it like going down or up?
Right on the inner thigh going up. I'm just
Oh my gosh.
No. It's just kind of like she'll probably try to explain it, show the tattoo artist where the like the crystals are. It's the crystals, right, that flies the ship, and just ask if they can make them like glowing, like how they look when the ship is actually flying.
Nice.
And just have it to where it looks like it's flying.
Nice.
On there, maybe put a couple of clouds around it.
Okay.
Similar to I'm thinking like similar to the logo.
Gotcha.
That we made. That was made for the yeah.
The flying off the leg. Nice. Instead of pointing
right.
at the viewer.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, and they do have some ink that has an actual glow, like a luminescence to it in the dark.
Ooh, okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
They get you all set, and while you're going through that process for a few hours, it's afternoon. Xia, you'll hear, at the door of your cabin. It's me.
Come on in. It's open. Okay, and Xia has set up kind of like a floor level tiny table. There's a little bit of a tea set. She had talked to Grundy a little bit and tried to work out like a very calming tea. Making tea is not Xia's thing. Tried her best. It might not be great. And Carmine is there as well.
Oh, okay.
In the dragon form, not in...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this smells quite lovely. You did all this for me. She sits down.
Yeah. I want you to know you're still, and you will always will be a member of our crew.
I feel like that's not something I deserve, but it's definitely something I appreciate.
We've all been through a lot, more than a lot. And you more so than a lot of us.
Yeah, but this is, something I got myself into.
Hey, it doesn't matter. You're out of it now.
I'd like to... I don't really have... Can't really share this with folks, but since I'd like you to know the whole truth of it if you're willing to listen.
I understand, I think, enough to put things together. I know that it was really hard telling everything to Ashavar. I don't want to make you retell all of that right now. But obviously my door is always open in the future when you have some more time to process.
All right, well, this is good.
You have Grundy to thank for that.
Oh!
He helped a lot.
Oh. I was here talking about tea, so that's fine. Well, see if not for sharing everything, then might I ask why why you want me here today?
Yeah. So, I was talking with Kip earlier about where we should head next. And, it seems like always there's 2 or 3 different destinations. I think going back to Macaw has some potential. Obviously, Ashavar, Grunding Cassius risked their lives to get those Everbloom. So that was kind of my first thought. But the thing that keeps gnawing at me was the situation at Simhazy. Mostly because one of the books of Enoch was in the Celestial Plateau and was taken by my sister. Now, things are a little complicated in my family, I'm sure, as you've surmised. I don't know if you knew this, but it turns out Tatiana is also one of my siblings. And it still hurts that I haven't really heard much from her since she left with Akarakis. But fundamentally, things are okay there. But with my eldest sister, Jolene, I'm very worried about what might happen if she gains all of those books. And so I wanted to know, when she came to Simhazy, was there anything that you didn't or couldn't tell us about what she was like when she was there, how she came through, who she talked to, anything? I mean, I don't even know what she looks like. It has been so long since I've seen her.
Well, there is, yes. I know, of course, beforehand, not knowing who she was. Mind you, I wasn't certainly not in a position of power there. So not in the know on all things, but it was hard to not know that she came through. She seemed like a woman on a mission. She, just a look of determination on her face. There just wasn't much else. Usually people have number of feelings on their face, things they're going through and considering at any moment, but just raw determination. Yeah, it was a little unsettling at the time. Just seemed fairly. There was an air of some sort of strength, and I don't know if it was a sense of arcana in that, or if just in the way she carried herself. I know that she. I know she spoke with Zug because she needed access to that celestial plateau. There were a few rumors that she had something that they wanted even more than that particular book. Enoch, something more important to them, anyway. I don't know what that might have been, but I know she left with a book. Of course, I had no idea what that book was. I just knew it was something of value. Reflecting now, I don't know what she could have had that was something they wanted even more. I don't know. So it was, it was only a little while after she left that they really started pushing those experiments further down, losing more people, sending more people in, extending those tunnels. that really just started moving tenfold after she left, so maybe she had some sort of insight or something. I don't know.
Thank you. But I mean, to imagine something more powerful than books that can be used to shape reality itself, that seems unfathomable.
Yeah.
And it must have been small enough that you couldn't have seen it, because she must have carried it on her person or maybe in a bag of holding or something.
Right?
Hmm. Okay. And Xia will relay the situation, having seen Liazana on the upper plateau, in the celestial plateau, and the look on her eye.
Mhm.
Does that sound similar to what Jolene looked like in terms of drive in any way? I know it's just a verbal description. I know it's not
I mean,
great.
I wouldn't say exactly, but it's. I mean, it seems similar. It's like seeing something that nothing and no one's gonna stop. You know, like it just felt like looking at her, that face on, that just nothing was gonna get in her way.
Okay.
You know, actually, let me just do a quick history roll for her. Ooh, okay. You know, there was. I mean, it seemed like nothing. It seemed kind of ridiculous at the time. So, you know, there's rumors. There's always rumors. But there was one that popped up here and there. Well, this one was more of one that kept popping up, but I did hear Zug talking to Esme, who was the scientist in the bottom, about a key. Wondered how a key could be worth something else. Like a literal key they were talking about. Now I don't know what on earth that key might unlock, or if that was actually what was traded. But
No, it's really helpful. It's really, really helpful. I think we can potentially build a solid strategy from some of this information. So, as far as we know, Liazana made it to the Celestial Plateau, which, of course, when we were there, we were blocked. They would not let us up. So, what do you think Liazana had that could have gotten her up this time that we didn't have last time?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is that book.
Okay.
Tome of Horrors.
Yeah, I was afraid you were going to say that. I think we need to get up there at some point. I don't know if we're ready or strong enough right now. Maybe it's not the place we go to next. But I do want to prepare you, you know, mentally, that I think we need to go back there at some point.
I mean, I've been worried so long about myself, my safety, and everyone here. I feel like if it comes around one day to just facing off against them, um, my understanding that's sort of their true base of operations up there on the Celestial Plateau. So if it means putting an end to the threat, I feel like I'll be ready when you come calling.
I have 2 more quick questions, and then I promise you it's okay. We're fine for a while after. So, easy question and a hard one.
All right.
Did you ever know Guardian? before you met?
Oh, no, no. I mean, I
Okay.
knew that they were going to need to add another island. It sort of helps keep the whole. They've pulled apart a bunch of the island to make all the mechanical stuff. So I need to add to it every so often to keep it afloat. I had no idea I was going to have someone on it. No.
Okay. That okay. That was the easy one.
Oh, all right.
A hard one. What is the goal of the Order of Spectres?
I'll have her do a check because she's been through. I mean, yeah, they're such a powerful group and they pulled so many strings from the background. I feel like the things they do is all to get abundant and have sway. I've heard, Lizana spoke, of course, about what her contact said. The one that was in charge of taking me about having some sort of different origins than what it is today. Um, but I know they're up to no good. I think that they're trying to work something with. I don't know what they could gain from exploring the Omega Sea as they were doing. There's science trying to learn things, but they were trying to get at something or do something or harness something. I'm not sure,
Mm.
but I think they're seeking some sort of means of controlling.
And whatever that something is, it's located right there.
I mean,
They definitely did not put that place, their order of operations there by accident.
right.
It's not it's an out of the way island, they could have just had it on Atmos, right? Like
Right.
would have been much more central.
I think an element of that is too Simhazy. That's the lowest flying island there is. That's at the base of that where Esme does their work. It's like 100 feet above the surface of the Omega Sea.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so remote.
Yeah.
I couldn't say beyond that. Things went from me working on ships over to me working on peripherals, that arcane ancient technology, and then to me working exclusively out there, and it very quickly became all about tunneling in and just trying to get further and further. Most of their follow-up questions and progress check-ins were about how far in we were able to get, survival rates and such like that.
Thank you so much. I know I'm putting you through a lot right now, and this has been extremely helpful. Also, I know things can be difficult and it might be hard when we land or go ashore. If you want to go with somebody, we have plenty of people who are pretty adept at disguises, especially Ashavar.
Right.
So, we can make things work. We want to make sure that you're mentally, physically healthy. So, if we can grab anything for you whenever we land, please let us know. Okay?
I can't thank you enough, Zia, for being so understanding.
Hey, do not thank me. Thank Ashavar.
Okay. I will.
Okay.
Well, tea was delicious. Thank you again. And I'll thank
Thank
Grundy.
you. And think nothing of this. Everything is fine.
All right. If you think of any other questions, please just ask.
I will.
I'll answer.
No worries.
All right. Well, I guess I'll get going then.
Yep. Have a good rest of your day.
You too, Zia.
I'll see you.
Okay. With that, is there? I'll just check in with everyone. We're maybe that was afternoon, right? So Sadie, you finish getting your tattoo, and they did it. Ain't it just higher than you wanted? No, I'm just kidding. I'm like, what is this? No, it's beautiful, just the way you wanted, just the spot you wanted. It looks super cool. Has the
Okay.
glowy thing in the dark. I mean, a stellar job. They're really good. Um, does anyone have anything else they want to do before, like a sorting out where to go? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Dinner time comes around. Vic's got a big hearty meal for everyone. Allie probably popped down by the ship to, say hi. Oh, right. Um, she is going to leave a crate behind. It's going to have some healing potions and things like that. And I will get you that in Discord. The little care crate also has some
Oh.
funds for everybody as well. So I'll put that in Discord.
Oh.
You've done a lot. You've been through a lot. You got a lot more to do. So she's trying to set you up for success. Okay. Dinner comes, just kind of celebrate. Hey, we got paid. Yeah.
Okay. No, never mind. No one went with me, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Right. Sadie went by herself to the tattoo parlor, so
Okay.
I'm just
Um,
going to. I don't think it's going to matter, but I'll just text you something, Dan.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, so you've got sort of a dinner thing. And I don't know. I don't think that okay, yeah. All right. Well, let me check for okay. All right, yeah, because Vic wouldn't invite Ghost, but Allie would. Allie would have brought Ghost along for the dinner time. Yeah, like there's no way
Oh
Vic would be like,
boy.
come. um, yeah. So we're all sitting down. Ghost is here as well. Big hearty dinner Vic's prepared for everybody. Allie is if you want to wait to have your meeting until like they've left, let me know too. Um, but I think I think at one point, because Cassius mentioned this before in the dream realm, Cassius just gonna like be eating and chatting and then kind of lean forward at one point to Ghost and be like, he'll probably go into mentaling first. He wouldn't just do this. Like, so everyone, I was trying to recruit Ghosts before. Like they seem like a very adept fighter and very keen. The way they handled that wizard spell through the dream realm, like that's outside of the box thinking. Um, I know we still have a lot of spots in our crew to make the ship fully operational. I don't know. What do y'all think? Can we kind of take a vote? See if we want to ask Ghosts if they want to join?
Ghost is cool. I vote yay.
Nice. All right. Lana, do you respond?
No, no objections on my end.
Grundy was
Sadie would
also.
look at Xia.
Hmm?
Well, I wasn't in the dream realm, so I trust you, Cassius.
Sure, why not?
The more the merrier.
So he'll lean forward and I won't, role play with myself here, but he's gonna ask Ghost if she wants to join. And she'll kind of lean back, hand on top of a mug of ale. Ooh, join the crew. Oh, adventure would be fun. Could use a breather from insane wizard towers and such, and
Oh God, yeah.
although it sounds like I don't know, I get the feeling that there's based on where you all were headed in the dream realm that a it's not much different with all of you. She'll kind of like pan the table, look at Vic. Oh, it might be fun, for old time's sake. All right. I mean, can I join for now, and then if I think better of it later, can I change my mind? Ash just thought, yeah, it's you. You don't have to stay. All right. But I'm in for the time being. Welcome and all.
Excellent. Cheers.
Cheers. Um, and Allie will be excited, and Allie will excuse herself and wish you all the best and leave the crate in the corner. And yes, I'll leave it to you. It kind of comes to that time, and you've all had to do this plenty, so you kind of know, like, okay, it's time to sort out like where we want to head next, or if we have anything else to do here. So I'll let you.
So Ashavar is all for heading back to Macaw to give the nightmare creature Everbloom. Hopefully cut off that cycle of awfulness and that's been going through.
Agreed. I think it's the safest option.
Ilana, for you, just to put as a reminder, you have like your interests, I imagine, is incredibly peaked with this room that Sadie, I think Sadie or Xia, was in that conversation with the three of you at the mansion of Macaw, where it talks about the world's end and the keys and has all these manuals about it and everything else. So for what it's worth, you've got that on your mind. In case you had any in. Okay. Sadie?
Sure. It sounds yeah, I mean I don't know what Macaw is, but seems I trust you. So let's go to Macaw.
Yeah. You'll have your own room and a beach view. So
Mm-hmm.
you'll at least be very comfortable.
Interesting.
Right.
Let's go.
Okay, so Kip is right. Well, I understand that. I'll get up on the top deck and get us right. Right, let's just get underway. Whew. And she runs up, and that's Vic's cue to get like deck cans and stuff set, and yeah, you disembark. Gangplank, you hear the gangplank getting pulled up, all the usual wonderful sounds of disembarking an island, the arcane hum, the two giant crystal engines on either side of the ship begins to buzz, and you feel that initial gravity before the artificial gravity kicks in, whoop, and your stomach settle. And Kip takes you around the island to disembark and kind of slingshots away. Sadie, where are you during this? Because Macaw has kind of that a cool lever action whole thing.
I mean, she'd probably either be above deck or spending time probably helping Ash if Ash needed help.
Okay.
If not, she'd probably be above deck.
All right. Ash seems a little more quiet and reserved than she usually is, but she appreciates the help. Isn't ornery or grumpy about anything, but just sort of like, monitor the pressures over there. Keep it in this range and so on and so forth. We'll be there in about 15 minutes. Which doesn't quite make sense to you that you'd somehow be somewhere in 15 minutes from this island, but
15. Oh, okay. Sadie won't ask questions because she can probably feel the kind of shift in attitude. So she'd be like, okay, sure. That sounds great.
you feel a sudden acceleration and you're engaged to arrive at Macaw. Did I miss anyone? I thought I caught someone raise a hand, but it might have just been like a natural hand raise. Okay.
Mhm.
Let me make sure I'm not skipping over anyone. It's me again.
Yeah.
And so zoop, you arrive at Macaw. You do your circle of the island. You know what? Ash isn't going to deprive you of this, Sid, even though Ash is like a little in her own mind space. And like, um, Sadie, you should really, I think you'd appreciate being up on deck for this. Upper deck. Wait,
Going to Macaw,
Rat, do you mind getting like how do you feel about being out in the rain and such? Does it bother you to get
getting wet.
yeah.
Doesn't bother me at all, Ash.
All right. Then
Give him a wink and like turn and like go out the door.
hey,
Or
you
give her a
watched me
wink.
walk around saying that too. Nice. Yeah, I'd recommend you just
Okay.
and throws up a hand. So if you go up deck,
Yeah.
Ilana, where are you during this whole so Alana, you know Macaw as a city or a small city. It's a tiny little, it's like a group of islands in the east. So they're talking about Macaw like they're going there. You know it was one of the islands that you tried to raise too. But it was a very closed off sort of cloister. In fact, the celestial that commissioned the Tempest was from Macaw. Anyway, where would you like to be in the ship as you arrive?
Probably just the upper deck.
Okay. Right. So, Sadie, as you head up there, you find that Ilana's already there.
Oh, Alana. Hi. Here to I was told to come up on the top deck to I guess better see us arriving at this Macaw place. I guess if they scuttled you up here as well.
I've just been sitting up here.
Okay. Um, I mean, I guess this is probably a new experience for you too, apparently.
I suppose I'm curious to see what exactly we're going to be doing at Macaw. It doesn't really seem like a place you go to from my memory. So I suppose it'll be interesting to see how it changed.
Okay. So it's been a wet around for a while then.
Yes, it was one of the places we attempted to raise during the flood.
Wow. Well, should be interesting. I know they talk about it like it's home, so I don't know. And she would just kind of like look out and keep watch or whatever she was supposed to keep watch for. Probably acting like she doesn't expect much, but like
Mm-hmm.
you're right, well, I'm here, so might as well.
Okay. Position over to our battle layout just so you can get a better feel for Macaw, which is the island that is in our background here. Our little looping thing, you can catch the waterfall action and stuff
Oh
too.
yeah.
So this is the island that you're pulling up to. Now mostly covered in forest, um, with a mountain that forms in the center. From the base of the mountain, a river pours out, cascading down a few waterfalls before reaching the edge of the island and simply pouring off down into the sky. At the very top of the mountain is the palatial estate, the mansion effectively that sits atop. You spin around, and instead of landing anywhere as you might expect, Alana and Sadie on the island, the ship is headed directly for the waterfall. And it continues and continues.
That's Sadie would probably try to find some place in top deck that would have like some kind of overhang if there's anything.
There's like, like a little 6-inch overhang in front of the captain's quarters.
Okay, she would get in. She would like get under that.
Okay, it covers like half of you, so
Sure.
it's not quite but it's
Anything.
something. Yeah, Alana, how about you?
She has the shape water spell, so I feel like she would just kind of prepare to use it above her.
Okay. You push through the waterfall, a wall of water splashing off the deck of the ship, except around Alana, where a bubble forms of water. Approaching you, Sadie, you push back, but it's wall, and it's coming from this way.
So just close your eyes and just like
drenches you. Absolutely. Your back though is dry. From finding the spot, and you push through
Important.
into a cavernous space behind the waterfall. Behind this, a second waterfall a little lower meets the one in front and travels back into the cave, where you find a small dock sitting on the water in there. A still group of water seems to be running out from different areas of the walls, filling the space, then pouring out outside. The ship flies over to the dock and touches down into the water. Sploosh, rocks a bit. Engines him down, and the crew begins. Vic comes by. Just does a double take of you, Sadie, and then looks at Ilana completely dry, like. Right. What's the gangplank?
I think that Sadie might do something probably strange. For a humanoid, she'd probably like shake, like like almost like a an animal would. So she would kind of like not get on all fours, but just kind of like lean over and just kind of like shake her hair out and shake out a bit. Yeah.
Okay. Love it. All right. And it's successful. It shakes
Hair
out
is
pretty
just kind of
well.
everywhere after that.
Amazing. Okay. So yeah, you're here. You're at the your estate on this island. You know that you are in the bottommost level of this whole mountain estate. That there are different basement levels that lead up to the main level, and then 9 floors above that. Sadie and Alana don't. But there you have it. All right, what would you all like to do? Should you disembark? Is there anywhere you want to head initially?
Well, I think we got to get Sadie and Alana spaces to exist when we're on the island.
This is a really something. Did y'all I don't know, buy this?
Oh, I
I'm
was
sure it
raised
costs.
here.
You were raised here, like just
Yeah.
okay.
I
Well,
mean, I don't really remember it. I've lost a lot of my memories, but
oh, well, it's beautiful. Your
no
home
place
is
like
lovely.
home.
Yes, I sure. A lot of people feel that way, and she'll just keep walking.
So I guess we'll be on like the elevator together, heading up, and of course, like we'll pass all the floors with like all the weirdest stuff we've seen so far.
Yep, you'll pass by basement levels that have been unlocked. A lot of ancient symbols of celestial ages past.
What are all of these?
That's a great question. We're still trying to find out, but we know what some of it is.
Okay. Just keep going up.
Right.
She is gonna be like looking at Alana and just trying to pick up if if she recognizes anything
Hmm.
or is reacting to anything.
Let's see. I don't think you've ever been to Macaw, but the Celestials over time were, I mean, we're in a ton, right? In fact, this is probably the only group of there's word of Celestials around and about, but these are the only ones that had like a definite place to call home that others knew about. It was only the one that, commissioned that you were aware of that, commissioned the Tempest. Um, but I don't think you'd know much about
She wouldn't have a look of recognition anywhere, like looking at anything. She'd be really interested in like the entire setup, like the waterfall and just the way it looks in general.
Okay. Well, bing, elevator. You open it up. You're on the
Oh.
first floor. What you got, Sadie?
Lovely. Nothing. She's just genuinely intrigued.
So we're
There,
at the floor where there is like the table that is formed into a bunch of different.
yeah, it's a huge hallway with rooms. Like I think it's 8 rooms, 4 on each side. Like 60-foot tall windows along the back that let a ton of sunlight just cascade in here. Everything very ornately decorated. But yeah, there's a donut shaped. It's kind of like if you took a ring, but tilted it down like this, and it held sand in that portion. That hovers in the center of this. Actually, a lot of this, you'd recognize as technology. This used to be used. It's used both creatively because it's controlled by thought. It's based in psionics and arcana, and so you can control the imagery here. But it was often used. There's direct communication, but then in your time with people, it's just something that grew to be popular. This sort of creative interpretation communication. So it was often used for communication, presenting a theme, presenting an image, creating something with this sand that can manifest in a number of different ways. Paintings, structures, dioramas, whatever it might be, and people liked it was more for fun to communicate this way. If they had to say something directly, they had a million means to do that. But this was something that uh, was interesting for that. Groups that wanted to keep things like in a more of a secret level might use this too, because you could just present something that you knew the cipher to and you can see that. But basically, you can think, and it communicates that thought in the form you wish it to take. For the most part, it's all creatively done, relatively abstract.
And so does it like change the sand in it? Is that what you're
Mm-hmm. For example, they've seen it as a effectively almost like a painting where they had a bunch of angelic creatures above and sort of humanoid creatures in the middle and creatures and like big battle. They've also seen imagery of a swaddled baby within a ring of candles and spell components with a woman walking around holding another child. They've seen hands that rise up, um, I think holding books, or at least in the gesture to hold a book. So it's taken a few different forms like that.
I think she would look at it and just kind of change it into like the shape of the tempest
Hmm.
before reverting it back.
You put your hand in the sand, kind of flying around the ring. falls back to sand.
Oh my god. Uh we've been wondering what the that does. How did you do that?
Oh, it's just the technology takes your thoughts basically. You can express them here.
I mean, it was doing stuff even when nobody was touching it.
It can be controlled remotely, you would know, Alana. Well,
Well, you don't have to be there to use it. There's ways of connecting to it
Oh,
remotely.
could you tell who was connecting?
no.
No.
It was worth a shot. That is interesting. Because we've definitely seen a variety of things. Thank you. That
Yeah, no problem.
Dan or Doran and name escaping me here.
Diana, I think.
Doran and Diana, yes.
You haven't heard them yet, but you see the
Okay.
signs of them everywhere. But as you're talking, after Alana drops that, because often these tables are tied to other tables or they're tethered to people that know kind of the sequence for a table. Much in the same way you could use a teleportation circle as long as you know the sequence. Almost in response to Alana's image of the Tempest rises from the sand once again and begins to circle around the ring. But this time, storm. Sand floats up particles, forming clouds. Lightning, a little luminescence in the clouds flashes purple
Oh,
over
it's
the
a show.
Tempest.
That is and Zia will look over at Ashavar. That looks familiar.
Actually, Ashavar wouldn't have gone upstairs. She's back with the ship, packing up the Everblooms and like a mini alchemical kit.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then anybody else who's nearby who was also Purple Star, probably like
yeah,
Cassius maybe.
Cassius, yeah. He'd already be have that serious look on his face, like, yeah. Always so alarming, this thing.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
okay.
Well, and Zia will kind of turn to Sadie and Alana as well. Whoever has been accessing this table knows or has been following us pretty closely.
Right. So the ship's supposed to be the Tempest, right? Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it. I'm following you.
There was a storm that we went into that had purple lightning some time ago. Many of us contracted a mysterious acute illness at that point in time, and I almost died. Several of us almost died. But the second we exited the lightning, it was like it had never happened. It was an extremely frightening experience that we never really learned much about.
Interesting. Are you sure
Alana,
someone on your ship isn't controlling it?
I don't know how they would.
Okay.
Alana, you've been around for a while. Have Have you ever seen purple lightning in your day?
No.
I've been through some strange things.
Say the least.
Yeah.
Well, we got bedrooms or anything.
Oh,
You said you got
yes.
bedrooms here.
Yes, we'll take you
Kitchen.
up
Mm.
right away.
Okay.
Ghost is like, yeah, bedrooms. Look at this place. Oh, this is. Oh, I haven't
Oh, well, you
seen
better
such a place.
start imagining in your mind's eye what your perfect bedroom looks like.
Okay.
Going
Sure.
Bing. Level. Yep, you're instructed to put your hands on the door, and it will acknowledge you as the owner of the room. And it leaves your handprints behind, but then they kind of into the door.
Mm.
And as the door opens, the bedroom, your ideal bedroom that you wish was behind the door, is there.
Got it.
You want to talk about what the ideal bedroom that you're hoping to see on the other side of this door is? Looks like. I'm going to ask you in a second, Alana.
Oh, yeah, the bedroom would be very comfy with a lot of like shawls and stuff, drapery and things. A nice big comfy bed with a bunch of pillows. Um it If anyone's been to a brothel, it looks like the best room you've ever seen at a brothel. The best.
Hey, nice.
Top dollar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Lots of different
It
elevations
has
of
that whole
yeah.
vibe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay.
So I'm assuming like everybody in the party is confused except for maybe Cassius.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm sure at some point having both the UAF and the pirates kind of pulling you over that they've tried something at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's awesome. Yeah. Ilana, how about you?
Hers would look almost like a college dorm.
Oh, okay.
It'd be cozy and it would have, a lot of it would have like bookshelves with books and everything, and a cozy like little study desk. Um, and she'll kind of tear up when she opens up the door because it looks just like her room at the research facility that she worked at a lot.
Okay. Right. Everyone's gotten their rooms sorted. I imagine you'll reconvene probably at one point with Ashavar, who has the Everbloom and your alchemy kit and such. I'll pass it over to Ashavar.
Well, anybody's welcome to come if they like, but she's not gonna make a big point of her leaving.
Mhm.
Or really ask anybody to come with her because she's not sure if the creature has gotten worse and less coherent since she last saw it. And so, no, this is kind of her thing. She doesn't want to really put anybody else at risk, but if somebody follows her, she's not going to stop them. So she just kind of like hefts her satchel over her shoulder and just trots out of the ship towards the.
Nice. Are you gonna? I'll ask just in case. Is there anyone that wants to follow Ashvar or?
I think Sadie's probably more interested in kind of exploring the mansion and seeing what's there.
Okay. Neat. Right, Ash. Excuse me. You head on out. And no one seems to follow you. You've got all your stuff. You're eager to get out there. Are you making a beeline out to where the nightmare creature was last found?
Yeah, she's not like running or anything. She's being careful because she's not great in the woods, so don't want to trap over any like roots and shit.
Gotcha. Nice. All right.
But yeah, she's heading directly there.
Well, we are the days are a little earlier as we've done so much travel, because I did the math in the calendar the other day, that we're in October, early October. It's October 4th.
Wow.
So days are still relatively long, but they're getting shorter and it's getting a little cooler. It's around by the time you get out there, it's like a 40-minute walk. Twilight is about to set in. So those nice soft golden hour, and you've got the purples and blues and stuff that are coming in after that, settling over the forest. Of course, you find your way to the area of the forest that just looks almost dead. The trees are they still have their leaves, but they're turned dark, very earthy colors of brown and deep purples and colors like that. Um, it doesn't take you too awful long to find the creature. At this point in the day, the creature, as it has this terrible cycle of life and death it goes through, born at midnight, aging over the day, and dying just before midnight, and then crawling out of the corpse of its dead self as a baby, born anew, to continue every day. You know what? Let me bring up an image of our wonderful nightmare creature. As you find them, they slowly, you hear some of the trees creaking and twisting and such as it pushes through. Where's our really all of this, and I don't have that image in here. One moment. I really don't. That's so ridiculous. I'm so
No.
I don't even understand how I don't have this. Anyway, um, I'll try multitask as I pull this up, but you know how that goes. But yeah, so you found your way pretty far through. Oh, come on. All right. And I've already stopped being able to do it. I know it's in here recently. Come on. Aslo. That's the other thing. Nope, that's too old. I'm just gonna add it in. As it pokes its head out from the trees and leans down, creature standing probably 40 feet tall, and twice as deep. It's crawling on all fours. Its arms disjointed a bit. The joints popped out and twisted in unnatural ways as it pushes its way through and leans its head down to you. As though examining its face again. It had no face for the longest time, just taut skin stretched over where eyes and nose and mouth should be. But ever so slightly, you've been able to see an improvement in that as you have helped it a time or two heal slightly. All right, so I can't find the image, so I'm gonna pull it from our starting soon thing here. This.
I remember what it looks like.
Oh, good. I want to cover everyone to be able to see what it is that we're looking at here. So this is the creature, and yeah, they've approached, but they seem to, again, they're not smelling you or anything, but they seem to be sensing you. And let me do a roll here. Yeah, okay. They seem to be all right with your presence here. What would you like to do? Thanks, Rob.
Well, she'll get as a little bit closer to it, but not enough to appear threatening, turn on her, racial telepathy, and then tell it, "You poor creature," uh, before she takes one of the Everblooms out of her pack and slowly unwraps it and holds it up. So if the creature can perceive it, it's there for it to perceive. And she says, "This is for you." And she places it on the ground in front of the creature because she doesn't know what to do with it. And then kind of backs away a little bit and sort of like sits on her heels.
Creature does a rapid walk up with its four limbs crawling about and stops, snarling, putting its face up near the flower. Takes one of its sharpened claws and drags it across its face, opening up slot where its mouth is behind, and bites the flower with some dirt and leaves and swallows. And it starts to convulse and contort in the way a bug would in its death throes, but this has these long, sinewy, muscled arms and back that stretch and pull and contract. And much again like a bug, its arms tighten in on itself and it collapses. Dust and leaves get blown back a good 10 or 15 feet. There's labored breathing in the creature that slows and stops.
Ashavar kind of regards the creature. She's been like making herself not look away. And she wasn't sure. One sec.
Mm-hmm.
Headset started beeping.
Oh no.
So she's not sure what this Everbloom would do, if it would like release it from its endless cycle into death, which seems preferable to this nonsense, or if it would renew the creature into its original state or what. But she just continues sitting on her heels and watching it to see if there's any sign of life, or if it appears to need something else from her. She can't cure anything, but
Okay. You watch and wait and observe diligently. Good 30 minutes goes by with no signs of life. But something does catch your eye. Movement, the skin, the base of the neck, down along the spine, bulge in the skin, the flesh here, and then it subsides. Another, a little lower, and it subsides. Until it becomes more frequent and a little more aggressive, and the flesh, this dead flesh, begins to tear and push. And you see a smaller pair of shoulders, more humanoid, push out. Arms, humanoid, ripping, and face. And a humanoid creature pushes free and falls on their knees as they lose balance, trying to walk away from the corpse that's left behind. And it slowly picks itself up and walks closer to you. Thank you. They say this is what they look like. I'll put it in Discord too. Thank you.
Oh no.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
oh my god.
Here's our, I'll put it in Discord too. Okay.
Oh.
Very, not quite
That's
elven. Mm-hmm.
very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Nice. Nice. It's tough to pin down. There's a lot of different traits that kind of span a spectrum here.
Yeah, I
Mhm,
like it.
mhm. Excellent. Woo! Well, you all killed it tonight. Thank you.
Yay, everybody.
Thank you, players.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh, geez. Yeah, my pleasure. Always so fun to watch y'all navigate all this and come up with so many cool things. Absolutely love it. Yeah, and viewers, thank you so much. And gosh, thank you for the raids too. Thank you for all the follows tonight. We had let's see, Knights of nope, that was the other day. I'm so sorry. We had the amazing
Dead Aussie.
Dead Aussie Gamer. Thank you so much for raiding us, and thank you everyone that came with that stayed with us. Hope you had fun tonight. Thank you for all the follows. Yes, yes, yes. So, you've been watching An Extremis. This is our Sky Pirate campaign, and catch us every Saturday night, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. If you had fun, consider giving us a follow. We do have other D&D streams across the week, and that way you can be alerted to the fun. Let's see. I don't see any of our usual friends on tonight, but we love raiding anyway. We gotta pass this love on. So we're gonna go ahead and raid the Lord Byron. If I can see through my camera thing here. I hope you'll join us. Consider joining us here next Saturday as we find out what this creature is now that they're free from whatever torment they were in, thanks to Ashavar's hard work, and Cassius and Grundy. Yeah, in the Dream Realm, the three of you really brought your A game with everyone else on the boat, keeping watch and try to keep everyone alive as well. So much fun. Can't wait to explore this and some other things and unlock some more of these mysteries next week. All right, we're going to go ahead and raid, but have a wonderful night, everyone. So happy you're all here hanging out with us, and hopefully we'll catch you again soon. Take care. Bye. I can click buttons.